And in the halves, Harry Syker and Jeff Robson. A change in the front row as well. We've got Stu Mason alongside Reece Bowditch. Tyson Tamakaha is the hooker. Lalia, Joel Reddy and Dylan McGregor in the back row. And on the bench, we've got Michael Murphy, Luke Williams, Harry Freebarn, and also Shannon Barry. And for Berkeley, we've got Matt Waugh, Sam Simmons, Anthony Layoon, Jake Eccleston, Alan Newton, Ben White, Ali Alouche, Tim Moore, Matt Boss, Josh Honan, David Farnuku is the captain, John Coote, Joel Tubbs on the bench. We've got Josh Brown, and we've got Falai Ueli. We'll have fun with that one this afternoon. Lachlan Russell and Luke Westman. So we're just about set here at the Dapto Showground. Both teams coming into this one, 2 wins and 2 losses. It will be Berkeley running to the western end of the Dapto Showground in this first half. And that ball taken there, 11 metres out from their own line. And now there is Honan. They go short side. Up over the 30 this first set of the game. And there in the 13, that is Tubbs, 5 short of halfway. Into the Dapto half, that's the last tackle. The ball goes to the left, it goes to Alouche, he goes high. Keogh running protection for Pieper, and Pieper takes it nicely 15 metres out from his own line. A cool afternoon here at the Dapto Showground as Keogh takes the ball into the defence, and 3 of them there to meet him and drive him back. Now they look to shift it to the left side of the field there, and that's Lalia with the ball 29 metres out from his own line. And now a free start to the game thus far, just a couple of sets in. Ball turned on the inside as the Canaries work their way towards the halfway line on the 5th and last. Back to the boot of Robson. Keeps it low, and on the one bounce to Waugh, and Waugh running across field trying to find an incision in the Canaries' defensive line. Awkward ball and well taken by the winger there, Newton. 19 short of the halfway mark. That's Moore with the football. 13 metres shy of halfway. Short side again. Looking to test this right side Dapto defence. Now playing out the back is Moore to Waugh. Waugh's brought down halfway, 5th and last. Alouche through the hands. The grubber through. Layoon. And Keogh picks it up. Not before a knock on by the Canaries. So nice play there by Berkeley.
Yeah, it was. It's looked good early on there, really getting up the paddock. The Eagles there, I like to see Alouche on this blind side running the ball there on the last. Layoon over on this side. Member of the Lebanese World Cup squad, so a handy pick-up for Berkeley. It's been a real feature of watching the Eagles. I've called a couple of their games this year, in the way the halves link together, a new halves combination, but it looks as if they've been playing together for a long, long time. Alouche and obviously Benny White coming over from England, and I'm sure they'll be looking to mount something here.
White is at first receiver for the Eagles. He takes the football. And now room for Eccleston. Eccleston throwing the ball almost through there, and that was Newton. In fact, it was Simmons, in fact, on that right wing as the penalty goes to Dapto on that occasion.
Yeah, an interesting one. They've gone that way. Didn't actually see where the obstruction would have come there. It must have come from the back row over there for Nuku, just getting through a bit late there, and Eccleston creating some space, but they'll go that way a lot. Won't be the first time we see them go that way over to Eccleston. Got a lot of speed. Can beat a man inside and out. And I was just saying, Hamo, before this game started, I love the look of this Berkeley backline this season. So certainly plenty of strike, plenty of points in them if their big men in the middle can just hold their own. It's a bit of a new weapon for Aaron McDonald this year. The Eagles, they've been very much an effort side over the last couple of seasons, a bit of a struggle to get points for their efforts, but certainly not a problem this year so far.
They've been able to put away both Corrimal and Helensburgh in convincing fashion in the opening couple of rounds. But the real test has come when they've gone up against the heavyweights, and this is another test today as Syker looking for a touch finder, and he may just find it as well, about 12 metres out from the Eagles' goal line. So a couple of players out today for the Canaries, Geno, but plenty of depth there.
Yeah, will be a test. I was just talking with Dapto Secretary David Jones on the way up here. It's interesting, the big win over the Berg last week. It's just seems to happen a lot, those big wins. You do pick up injuries there, I guess, when the intensity comes out of the game a little bit. But mostly niggles. But as we were just saying before kick-off, I think Michael Henderson will be happy to see some of his youngsters get a go. Big Stu Mason, as we said up front. Bowditch has been very much a handy guy through the middle part of games for Michael Henderson, not just this season but last season as well. They get their chance to step up in a starting role today, but in particular with those some of those absentees we mentioned, the likes of Hancock, the likes of Lulia, Joel Reddy, not there either. I think Berkeley has certainly liked their chances this afternoon to see themselves right in this one.
And Berkeley. The ball turned on the inside there from Alouche and trying to test these Canaries forwards in and around the ruck. A strong charge there. Nice work by Honan. Again to Alouche. He's under pressure as he puts that kick in, and Keogh gets a favourable bounce. Don't give this bloke room because he can motor and he's strong to boot. He's tackled 10 metres shy of halfway. Slow play the ball. Trying to milk a penalty, and he's done a very good job at that.
Yeah, they were keen. They're all over that. This season has filtered down from NRL level. Skipper David Vanuku there just protesting that one, but they will not let you get away with shooting away early. And having watched the game last week too, the instruction better have come from both coaches. Get your foot to the footy, because we're still seeing a lot of those penalties even this deep into the competition.
As McGregor, within 20 metres of Berkeley's goal line, 0-0 the score here in 21. Bowditch, one of those late inclusions to the starting side. Robson first receiver. Out the back, Syker going to Peeper throwing the big dummy. And they hold him up 5 metres out. Canaries looking for first points. That's Mason. Mason out of one. And this Dragons reserve grader playing in the local league today, looking good. And I tell you what, that was a nice try. A beautiful ball from Syker. And dotting down is DJ Harris, Keith Lalee's replacement.
Yeah, and a handy one at that. We said that before the before kickoff. Obviously, a few boys, Port Kembla folding out of the Group 7 competition this year, and a few pickups from there. DJ Harris, one of those, of course, coming across from the Blacks and being part of the Dragons system as well. So some late recruitments. That man with the footy about to attempt this conversion, Harry Syker, was one of those as well. He laid on that try. It was smart work there from Syker. They saw that stretched him on that side of play earlier. Come one back towards the middle, went back there again. Berkeley hadn't adjusted from the early raid. And we see DJ Harris claim first points.
A nice start by the Canaries. Had to do their fair share of defending, and on their own try line, they weathered the storm as the clouds gather over here at the Dapto Showground. And that will be a relieving try, I'm sure, for captain coach. Well, his only coach today, Michael Henderson.
Tell you what, isn't there some cattle down there on the Dapto bench? I can see Jamie Dunning, Matty Hancock, Keith Lulia, Hendo, as you just mentioned as well. So some cattle there being rested. I was speaking with assistant coach Nathan Honan before the game, and mostly just some niggles. So this early in the season, some big games to come later on. Just a better safe than sorry approach, as that one's waved away from Syker, but certainly nothing to be too concerned about on the injury front, but does make the task that little bit tougher this afternoon.
Now, they're not full-time footballers, but what do you think the odds that bench, their combined player payments would be more than our salaries put together, Geno?
Good be, but wouldn't be hard. Would not be hard, I can tell you that. As we see Berkeley about to get it underway. I'll tell you what, they'd gone pretty well with the footy there, 10 minutes in. Can't let themselves be too disheartened with that. It's a very potent edge. Interesting to see Lulia out there with the 11 on his back too. So that's how much the depth in the forward's been stretched. They've put him in to the middle. I'll tell you what, a pretty hefty centre though. So I don't think he'll be too uncomfortable there in the forwards.
Maybe the natural progression for Lulia as Canaries making inroads up the middle. What a job Berkeley has in this first half. They were blown out of the water last week by the reigning premiers, 28-4. Already it's 4 points to nil. As Syker probing again, and he picks up Mason on the inside. In fact, it was Bowditch. Syker now. Kicking back to the middle of the park, and it sits up nicely for Newman. Newman met by 3. Keogh's in there, and also Capan. Now Berkeley with War. He's lost the ball in a one-on-one strip, I would have thought. And that is the call by the looks of it.
Yeah, an attempted crafty play there from the veteran Mick Murphy. Haven't seen at any level a better footy brain than that possessed by Mick Murphy. And he's just tried to pull that one out there one-on-one. Almost got away with it as well. But though Berkeley will hold on to this one. But he's obviously another big inclusion. Wasn't featured too much in the pre-season. Mick Murphy was the skipper and grand final man of the match when they won the comp back in 2016. And a huge inclusion, especially with some of the cattle they've got sitting on the bench there this afternoon.
Now Berkeley with that reprieve. And that's the winger Simmons. Cutting it forward is Moore there. Centre of the park, and they get the penalty, a reliever as well.
Yeah, a bit of a silly one there for McGregor. They don't let you get away with the hand on the footy at all these days. They're very awake to what's going on in the ruck to try to keep them tidy, the referees. You see Benny White there with the touch finder. But good early on refereeing there, keeping these two sides apart.
And now another attacking opportunity. And as we say that, Joel Tubbs, an error in the play the ball. Dapto let off the hook. There's silly errors that the Eagles can't afford against a calibre of side like Dapto. So we've got 13 minutes have elapsed and just the one try thus far. Robson to feed the scrum. Now Harris, the try scorer. As Geno mentioned earlier in the call, a handy pickup and a handy call there as well for Berkeley. Another knock on in the play the ball.
Yeah, mistake on mistake. It's, as you mentioned, 13 minutes in. It was a very clean start from both sides getting through their sets early on into the kick, but we're just seeing some of these mistakes start to creep in. Both sides, between Robson and Syker on one side and Benny White and that man Alouche on the other side, their kicking games of both short and long very good. So whichever side can try to get that right could really take the momentum in this one, I think.
There's that man of yours, Eccleston, going for the in and away play. Well read on the edge by the Canaries as they create a bit of second phase play with Honan. Brought to ground by Tamakaha. Here's Faunuku, the captain. 21 metres out. Now Boss, short ball, Moore. 15 away. Options left and right. They go to Alouche's edge. Alouche, a quick heads-up play, but they've made an absolute meal of it, and now a chance for the Canaries to counter. 15 away from their own line, and the penalty as well.
Absolute coach killer there. A turnover backed up by a penalty. Capana, I tell you what, lucky they got to him because he can motor. He'd have taken some catching. They're obviously trying to pepper this edge, as you said there, Hamo. They've come this way a lot. Obviously want to use that 1-2 punch of Aleutian Layoon on this side. And obviously Capana and Keogh, a bit of a different combination on this side this year. It's been that man Keith Lulea have been out here with Keogh, so not a bad ploy to go that way. Aaron McDonald no doubt tipped him up to that one. So I doubt that's the last time we'll see him go that way.
As the Canaries going to that same side they've had a lot of success with, and Peeper thought he could have a little peep through the gap. Brought down 9 metres out. Back to the right they go, and now that's in the 21, Bowditch. Syker. Inside to Mason. He's not far away. They go short side. Tamakaha. Oh, Syker. Well, it was a floater. It dipped on him. He made a meal of it.
Yeah, Tyson Tamakaha loves to run out of dummy half, and for a hooker, he's a big body, so he can ask some questions, but not sure going down the blind and looking to run there. Was on the pass at the back, certainly not his best either. Has been a bit of a 1-2 punch Michael Henderson has used with McMurphy coming back into the side for Tamakaha to just really run early on and test out the defence. Then of Dylan McGregor capable of moving into the 9, and McMurphy coming off the bench with depth tested. Can't really go about that plan today, and we're just seeing Tice just playing a little bit within himself, obviously with designs on going the 80 this afternoon.
And Coote taking some stopping as he gets up to halfway for the Eagles. Moore. Head of steam up. He's 41 away. Eagles. Can they complete? Can they construct something? War goes to Fawanuku, and he holds it. That's the last tackle. Short side, White. Chip kick for his winger. And, well, he almost made a meal of it, Bryant, but he's done well to recover. And Dapto get the ball. Now Keogh looking to relieve his forwards of a bit of work. Basically an extra forward. He's got plenty of size, Keogh.
It is a fixture. It'll be interesting to see how that does play this afternoon as we see straight through Mason on the attack. Matt War at the back there making the tackle, but the Canaries turning it on here, Hammer.
Showed great composure to hold the ball because now they're charging through McGregor. The fifth and last. Short side, Robson, quick hands. Keogh, no. Didn't quite get the football. Capan. Now it goes from Robson. Back to Syker. He goes to the boot. It's high. Bryant coming through. Gets a play on it. They both miss it. And it's back into the hands of the Eagles through Simmons. Helter-skelter stuff from Dapto. And nice work by Stu Mason, showing he's got plenty of class. Now the Eagles trying to get away out of their own end.
I was just saying before they made that break, it is a bit of a different look, as we said, with this back five looking quite different as Eccleston again there, the outside, and he's away.
He's got it to his wingers, Simmons. Simmons one-on-one with Peeper. Steps on the inside. Gets round him. Will he have the pace? No. A try saver coming in from Josh Bryant. The boy from Temora saving the day for Dapto. They go short side. Oh, White. He had numbers galore, and he's butchered it.
Oh, the kick. What was he doing there? Dummy up. He just had to pass it, and Simmons crosses untouched over there. They've still got the footy. They're going to go that way again. He'll be pushed into touch, and not the end of that set they would have been looking for. Was going to say, Hamo Eccleston, the other Pommy import they have here, Berkeley, he's really got that English skill. I think it's interesting to see so many centres in Australia. We always coach guys unders long. They always want to come back towards the footy. Got that somewhat old-fashioned ability these days to just get the ball, go with the flight of the pass and skip to the outside of his man. And we saw that right there, put Simmons away. But Joshy Bryan, he scores his fair share of tries, but you can chalk up one there to a try saver.
Absolutely, 100%. DJ Harris in the backfield. He's not in picture at the moment, but time has been called off. There's a bit of concern for him. The trainers are attending to him just on the Dapto side of halfway. That would be a big blow. He's already replacing the unavailable Keith Lalia in the centres.
Yeah, I think we'll see, as we said, that shift, Lalia playing there in the back row. You'd imagine he would shift to that left centre position if DJ can't continue here, and Hendo will just have to look to his bench to get one of his forwards involved.
It's really taken the sting out of the game just a little bit because it was being played at a really nice pace, end-to-end stuff. Dapto, we saw Stu Mason break the line, and you talked about Jake Eccleston putting away his winger and Sam Simmons. Josh Bryant with a beauty of a tackle because Simmons had Pieper beaten all ends up. A nice right foot step. And it looks like Harris will come to the sideline. And having a look in the 16 jersey there, Brody Hawkins for Dapto. He's got the interchange card alongside in the 22 there. And that's Luke Williams. He's in no real hurry to make his way from the field, and I'm just going to have a look. He's clutching at his ribs. Let's hope that it's nothing too serious.
Disappointing he's coming from the paddock. I was just going to say before they made that break, I was really looking forward to that battle out on that side between Harris and Eccleston. It's been a feature of the entire competition. The depth in the three-quarter line is outstanding everywhere. We've saw a thrilling one last week between Callum Tatoa from Thrull there on the left edge. Saxon Ona, obviously, against Big Keith Lulia a couple of weeks ago in that grand final rematch. Every week, it's mouth waters at the matchups we're seeing in the three-quarter line this season.
A lot of teams going for some strike out wide, and you often find that sides, they've got the forwards, they've got the halves, but they lack the strike pair out wide. But that's certainly not the case in the Illawarra Hardware Man League this year. As finally the scrum packs and the Canaries can try and work it away from their own line. Up 4-0. We're a quarter of the way through the game. Now McGregor, a little jink, the little step, and almost up to the 30. It's been a slow start to the year for the Canaries. The draw wasn't favourable to them. Stop-start. Competition buys. General buys. Split rounds. 9 short of halfway. Syker. Inside. And a quick play the ball as well. And Hawkins with the kick. Is it going to sit up? It is. Work to do for War. He'll bring it back into the field of play.
Great kick out of dummy half there from Hawkins. Just saw Matt War was just slightly over towards the right edge. Kicks out from dummy half, and perhaps Matt War at the back was probably eyeing off where Jeff Robson and Harry Syker were. So a clever move there from Hawkins out of dummy half.
Now Berkeley. Alouche with the duties of carting the ball up. McGregor had his measure. And, well, we can't miss him. He's on the field now. Ulaley up over halfway. These are good meters from Westman. Now they shift to White. White to the air. Bryant, another test, but this time just didn't quite have the height on it.
I don't know if it was on the tip sheet to kick over that way towards Joshy Bryant, but he's just about the last winger in this competition. I'll be looking at target, safe as a bank normally. We've still got a long way to go in this game, so the commentators may well prove it. Sorry, Hendo, that's another one. I'm absolutely golden for it every week. But safe as a bank over there on that side. Interesting to see the way Aaron McDonald's working his bench this afternoon. We saw the big man, Ueli there. Like you said, hard to miss. He's a bopper, and obviously Luke Westman coming off the bench too. Got a huge motor, Luke Westman. Been really good, not only this season, but the last couple at Berkeley. Was part of the Scotland Commonwealth Championship side in the pre-season. And as we said, depth can be tested, and when both sides go to their bench, and a great take there from Newton. And notice in the last couple of games for the Eagles, when they have had to go to their bench, some of their momentum can come out a little bit, their intensity drop just a little bit. So Aaron McDonald, perhaps a clever move there to get some of his men with a bit of punch off the bench just for that middle part of the half there.
It is a crucial period. 17 minutes left in the first half, and Ueli again with another 10-metre plus run. Almost through. It was a good run by White, taking it to the line. Now his halves partner with a little kick through, but it was accidental offside. The Canaries will get the ball in reasonable field position.
Good signs, though, there from the Eagles. I like to see Benny White, when he does tuck the ball under and run the footy. Got a very, very good running game. Obviously spends most of his focus on the kicking game and steering this side around. It's what the Eagles so desperately needed in a half. But when he does tuck that ball under his arm, big man for a 5'8", and can really ask some questions to the defence when he does run the footy.
And I'd like to see him do a lot more of it as Peeper almost through. He's so dangerous when he runs up the middle. They turn it back in for him. That may be the ploy as Robson puts it over the top, and Newton can't quite come up with it. And now Dapto get it back through Robson, chasing his own kick. A horrible pass, but well done by Syker to pick it up. He stumbles. He's 11 metres out where he'll play it. They go to the left. They turn it back in. Tamakaha. It's moved to the back row with Hawkins on it, dummy half. He feeds the ball to Robson. Robson puts the kick through, but they were awake to it. That was nice work there by Layoon.
Fantastic work there from Layoon. Got back, read that beautifully. He's picked up a bit of a knock in doing so, although Aaron McDonald might have had a tinge of a heart attack there when he had the ball in that loose grass, trying to get the ball back into the field of play. So we see Josh Brown coming onto the paddock now for Berkeley as well, and Fanuku with the footy now. But standing up to the defensive task well there, obviously early on that lapse. But Dapto, plenty of footy down here in this end, and the Berkeley defence standing up to it well. I recall the last game I called for the Eagles against the rule, and that scoreline certainly did not reflect that match. Berkeley were up in that one at half-time. The Butchers had a mountain of possession there, and just the one try they managed in that opening 40. So Berkeley can really stick to that defensive task. It's a major difference in their improved performance this season on their efforts the last couple of years.
It certainly is, but 80 minutes against the good sides is the question. Can they match it? And Ueli, look at him pump those legs. 38 metres out. They go back to the open with Moore. He's 25 away. And the Eagles register their first points. Out the back, Honan to White. Again, threatening the line, White. A bit of indecision from dummy half. A loose sweeping to the right, quick hands. Oh, it doesn't go to hand. Well, it was just a little bit behind the pass from Eccleston to his winger there in Simmons.
Yeah, they're getting some joy over there on that edge, though. Wouldn't be surprised to see them keep going back there. Eccleston and Simmons over there creating some space. Benny White got a beautiful long ball to create that space. It was interesting. Berkeley, as I said, will come here liking their chances. It was in the pre-season, the Challenge Cup. Berkeley actually knocked Dapto off there, and on that occasion, Dapto, as they are today, slightly under strength on that occasion as well. But the Eagles will certainly come here today with some confidence that they can knock the Canaries off.
Crucial 2 points, both sides with 6 competition points apiece from 2 wins and a bye. Now Keogh standing in the tackle of Layoon and company. And Eulalie holding on a little too long around the legs, and they get the relieving penalty, the Canaries, and with 13 and a half minutes left, they lead 4-0. They'll have visions of extending this lead. The touch finder 10 metres shy of halfway is McGregor, proving a handful. Now the ball turned on the inside. The dummy there from Murphy. Syker. Short ball, and they read it well. Very flat. They're 27 metres out. Syker. Shaby to turn on the inside, and instead he goes to McGregor. McGregor can't hold it. A chance for Berkeley to counter. Oh, thought about the pass, and Alouche, realising it was zero tackle, he's decided to take the tackle and reset. Still a chance for the Eagles. War, 40 out. And he's lost the ball from dummy half. And Layoon wants to say something to the ref.
Just another one there, just a little bit too hasty trying to play the ball. Well held there by Alouche. And I think Layoon might have had too much to say there because we've seen the arm go up. And that is an absolute coach killer. Compounding the error again, not the first time this afternoon they have done that. But it was on this side again, well held here there by Alouche. I think that pass would almost certainly have gone to ground and put them on the attack. And Matt War was keen to look there and get on the back of it. He's a big boy for a fullback too, the War Horse at the back. But under pressure again, and they were all miles offside there, Berkeley. I don't want to do the referee's job for him. Thought we were watching a game under the old 5 metre rule there.
Giving them the benefit of a very big doubt there. As now they cart it forward. Short side, McGregor out of one tackle. Gets the offload. No, he can't. He loses the football. Play on for Berkeley. Alouche to White. Held up by Tamakaha.
Tamakaha's gone onto that edge over there in defence. I was not at all surprised to see Robson come blindside there. He likes to attack the short side, but big Eulalie over here on this side had found himself on the blind, so clever work there from Robson, and McGregor just a little bit too keen to get that offload away. And I think after the last couple of efforts, Aaron McDonald will have his runners out there with one instruction: get to your kick, because it's hard. You have to go back quite a way to see when Berkeley last got through a set and got to a kick. It's been a little while in this game.
Back to basics. You're not wrong. They've got a chance. Now White. Long ball out to Eccleston. That trademark run. He puts the kick. He gets the regather. Oh, and they've scored. They've scored a try. Unbelievable. Josh Brown.
What a brilliant try there. Eccleston, as we said, skipping to the outside. I don't know if Lulia over there expected the kick. It did very well. I thought he was going to try to toe that through, and we see that happen a lot with the loose ball. Players want to put it on the toe, but he scooped that one up, and got to give Josh Brown a huge rap there. He's the number 9. He was all the way in field here at the ruck when they went that way, but staying alive on the play, and he gets the fruits of it there, and a nice little left foot step there to get past the fullback as well.
He's looked dangerous every time he's touched it. That was a nice little kick through, and the presence of mind to pass it on the inside. I wasn't sure whether he got the pass away, and Brown, Johnny on the spot, makes it 4 points all, kick to come. And as we've seen in so many games throughout the years, goal kicking plays a big part. 4 points all, 9 minutes left. A big confidence boost if you can put this one over and get the lead.
Would be a boost. It's been interesting calling the Berkeley games this year. Benny White, he seems to make light work of the ones from the sideline and struggle from the ones closer to the post. It's a bit of a strange one to see this year, so this is right in that difficult range for him, but we'll try to back him in. really is a big game this afternoon. We are heading into that long weekend spell, and we've got three sides came into this round on 6 points. We talked about the intricacies of the draw this season through all 2 draws with some of the heavyweights playing Corrimal today. That one's waved away. Playing Corrimal also today. We'll start favourites in that one. But on 6 points with both these 2 sides as well. And go into the break in the top 4 would have been the goal of all sides. And certainly the winner of this one today would pick up a very, very important 2 points.
And a false start there, but you just get the feeling the way Berkeley scored that try, they're going to have to do more of that. Play a little unconventional, because breaking down this Dapto defence won't be easy. Oh, when they've made a meal of this, and Dapto will get the ball back in hot real estate.
Geez, that one stings. Looking down at the bench there to Aaron McDonald. He doesn't give much away in his body language, but certainly didn't like that one. Was just about to say, at this point, we are 7 minutes out from the break, so a huge defensive set coming up here for the Eagles. I was going to say, Berkeley certainly looked to have taken momentum from that try and have really had more of it, have really been their own worst enemy at times with some mistakes, but they tidy that up. I actually think they're winning the energy battle and had a bit more running in them heading into the break.
Robson picking up Capan, straightening the attack. 5 metres out, a test of Berkeley's resolve. They go flat to Williams. 4 of them in there to meet him. He's taken some stopping. And now an easy try. Murphy crashes his way over next to the uprights, and they gain back the lead almost as soon as they gave it up.
And they twist the knife there. The Canaries, Mick Murphy plays right up on the footy on the advantage line. And I think it was Fanuku over there on that edge, the skipper. He just jumped up on the outside, was probably expecting the second man there. But whenever he is in at first receiver, the ball is going to Mick Murphy. So sleeping on him there, just managed to drag out the one-on-one tackle and barge his way across. And as we said, 6 minutes now from the break. That's a big one from Dapto, because in terms of minutes, you would think, well, I would think Berkeley have been on top for a lot of it. But it is the battle for what is still quite a young side, just to be in that arm wrestle. And that's absolute Dapto MO as well the last couple of seasons. Don't always need to be looking like they're playing their best to come up with points and to counter punch. The ability to do that is what has been behind their success in recent seasons, a premiership and a grand final appearance. And Harry Cycle will attempt this conversion. You will think knock it over for that 6 point buffer, which with how tightly contested this half has been is a big one.
Mere formality, you'd have to think. I haven't put the commentator's curse on him this time. It is 10 points to 4 with 5 minutes left in the first half. And you have to say Berkeley really need to limit the amount of chances they give Dapto in the red zone, because they've got a great conversion rate.
Yeah, they do. I was going to say, lucky that you said that one, Hamo, because myself and Johnny Pett, I reckon we're responsible for more misconversions than all the kickers in this competition put together. Can put the mock on. But Harry Syke knocks that one over. And with 4 minutes to go, an important period here for Berkeley too, because as we said, has been a real arm wrestle. But this is classic Dapto closing in on halftime break. They won't be shutting up shop here with this 4 minutes. They'll be looking for points in this last little 4 minute period.
And you'd have to think if they can get a 10-12 point lead, they will be almost impossible to stop from there. A team of the Canaries calibre trying to milk the penalty as well. Inside ball from Murphy to Pieper. Pieper advances a couple more metres. And he's within 10 of halfway, and they get the penalty just to make matters worse. Geno, do you sense some points here?
I think Dapto will be certainly looking for some, and that's another get-out penalty. It was a late in the set penalty as well, which are the ones coaches really wring their hands over. But again, Berkeley, as we said, plenty of energy in this one, but just their own worst enemy at times. Have struggled to complete sets and have given away some penalties and just really silly ones like that.
There's Murphy again attacking the line. That time it was Williams, the beneficiary of one of his passes, and Robson, speaking of passes, throws an absolute hospital ball, but it's regathered by Syker. Murphy again skips off the right. 15 away. 10 for the lead. 3 minutes left of the first half. Robson playing at the line. Grubbers, Alouche puts the foot out. Runs it. Flicks the ball out there to Moore. And Moore will take it up for Berkeley. They dodge a bullet.
What about the flick pass there? They're already playing havoc with Aaron McDonald's heart rate there. But so a good defence there from Berkeley. They were right awake to Mick Murphy there. He was in at first receiver again. So a quick lesson learned on that try, adjusting well, Berkeley. And I tell you what, we just said Dapto will be hunting for points. I've got no doubt Berkeley will be doing the same. They'll be getting up the paddock well if they can get to the end of the set. And almost a carbon copy of that set. We see Mick Murphy coming out of the line there, looking to put a bit of a shot on it. He's just whacked Honan there on the whiskers. And plenty of time here to mount a set. 2 minutes, so enough for a full set of 6. We'll see what Berkeley do try to turn on.
Geez, we've seen some momentum swings in this game, largely off the back of penalties and errors. Now it is Berkeley's turn. Westman, slow play the ball. Tubbs, strong charge. They're only 16 away. And they go out towards Eccleston again, but it bypasses him. Out to the winger. Oh, Simmons almost went straight through the Canaries' defence. He's 8 metres out. White. Alouche. Westman. Back to Alouche. Quick hands. Layoun almost got it out to Newton. It'll be 6 again. They'll get the last play of this first half. They trail by 10 points to 4. Westman. Standing start. It goes to Tubbs. He refuses to go down. Short side. Layoun. Layoun. And the Eagles. They strike right on the stroke of half-time, and we could be all square very shortly.
We just said they would be hunting points, and it was off the back of a penalty again there. But great work there from the halves for the Eagles. It's where they have had that potency in their attack. Obviously, White and Alouche linking very well, but it's genuinely given that edge-to-edge strike. They can go from one edge to the other, as we saw there. It's not something they have had in their game the past couple of seasons, but we saw they went close on the other edge. Benny White came back in field. He showed some composure there. He brought his forwards underneath. And again, it was got to give Josh Brown another rap there out from dummy half. He just summed that up well, went down the blind side and just got the outside man, Kapan, just that little bit interested. Came in field and gave Layoun the chance to barge his way across. And haven't seen a whole lot of Layoun this season, just a couple of appearances, but he can sniff out the try line, and that was a good finish. Had some work to do.
They almost caught the Canaries' right edge defence snapping, because all the action has been on the other side of the field, as you alluded to there. We've seen little of Layoun, but we saw how tough he was to stop. Impossible on that occasion. And what a kick here for Ben White. He missed his first attempt basically from the identical position on the other side of the field. This one will favour his right foot, you would think. This to level the scores. The strike's good, but the direction, it's out to the left. So that's half-time in this round 6 Illawarra Hardware Man League match at the Dapto Showground. It's the Canaries 10, Berkeley Eagles 8. We'll be back shortly with the second half action.
I was cheeky. Grab here like that. Grab the back here of their jersey. Like that. That way they can't get the ball to them.
All the sneaky stuff, tread on their hand when they're playing school. Never did that. I had that done to me actually.
Just put the couple of chairs, mate. See some chairs in there. Just want to just stand in there. So for the second half, he's going to sit down.
I'm a bit of a stand.
I prefer to sit inside. I want my camera, but
Parish. Because you're down, it's a bit of a last season, because I called mine last year, and there was quite a few games. Probably, I'd say probably a third of them. It was an 18-round comp, so I'd say probably I had 6 or 7 games. Just playing by myself. Yep. That's right. That's sort of.
The one before that, Dapto Collies was an absolute thriller.
Yep.
The rematch. So that was okay. But I've called some games. Like I remember I called last year round 1 Dapto West. It was a tough game. Like there was big clear. It was a tough game, but God, it was a pretty low game.
So,
Where they run.
it's all right. You can sit and talk. It's recording.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I might forget. Yeah. It's on that stuff. Okay. Just me getting your habit. Yeah. Still guys.
Welcome back to the Dapto Showground. Illawarra Hardware Man. Round 6 action. 10 points to 8. Dapto over Berkeley. What a first half we saw. It'll be the Eagles to kick off to the eastern end of the showground. Canaries with plenty of work to do if they're to get the 2 points this afternoon. Coming into the game, comfortable favourites in many eyes. But they've got work ahead of them. Keogh copped a high shot and gets up a little gingerly, but he'll go back to his post there on the wing, and an early penalty for Dapto.
I was going to say, no doubt the instruction from both coaches would have been stop the penalties, stop the mistakes. Mistakes happen, but stop the penalties. And straight away, first play of the second half, we see one. It was a high shot. It looks slipping, so hard to avoid those sometimes. But I think the message from both coaches would have been at half-time, the side that can get their discipline right and get through their sets will probably win this one, given how evenly poised it's been.
Going with the old philosophy, you can't run without a head. Now is the Canaries making good metres through Tamakaha. 40 away from the Eagles' line. Murphy throwing the dummy, inside ball. That was well read on that occasion by the defence. Honan with a good tackle on Williams. Now McGregor fighting in the tackle. Works his way up to the 20. Fifth and last. Out of the boot of Syker. Bryant coming through. And a nice take. It was swirling in the breeze there and Simmons plucked it out of the air.
Not the kick Syker would have been looking for there. He was looking for Bryant, but he certainly overcooked that one. That went deep into the in goal, and as we saw, there's still a pressure one there for Simmons. He did well, but the wingers at this level in this competition usually lap those ones up, so I think Syker wanted a bit of a better kick on his next effort.
Yeah, a bit too far for Bryant to make a play. It was almost Pieper that came through, was the Dapto Canary closest. And now they go down to the right through War. 8 metres shy of halfway. No markers on that occasion. Yalele. And Tubbs dropped it, but it was stripped out. That was the determination from the man with the whistle. Yeah, DJ Harris. He's come back on thinking he's okay, but clearly in some discomfort. I just wonder if it's those ribs flaring up again. And he will come off the ground. Syker. That's Harry Syker coming off. That's not good news.
Not at all. They've already come in with depth tested. I was going to say Harry Freeburn will come in there and play in the halves. He did spend a lot of time there in the pre-season, but Syker looking not happy at all. He looked like he was gesturing towards a hand, and straight away, he's come straight from the field. He's a tough cookie, a Bathurst boy, so he wouldn't have come out there with a knock. He must have felt something in there that gave him some cause for concern, unless he's just got a... as we see, the medical staff are just examining the hand there. Maybe a bit of a dislocated finger, but in a bit of discomfort there.
Well, the long weekend couldn't come at a better time for the Canaries. They're the walking wounded. Is now Alush with a nice ball. Oh, Layoun had visions of a double. Now the dummy. War trying to burrow his way over. Eagles looking to take the lead. Honan just carts it straight and hard. Fifth and last. White keeps it low, but wasn't the desired result. Pieper getting a favourable bounce, and he'll play it 5 metres out from his own line.
Yeah, he would have liked to get that in goal there, Benny White, but I don't think Aaron McDonald will be too disappointed with that. They got through the set, and they're going to make Dapto do it the hard way out of their own end. Good positioning there from Pieper. He spent a lot of time in the pre-season learning off Jason Raper. Now that's a pretty handy mentor to have at fullback. As we see, it's turned over there. I think it was Tamakaha's dropped that one. So Honan back on the attack, and Berkeley certainly coming out with plenty of energy.
The Canaries making life tough on themselves. Leading 10 points to 8. White throws a nice pass to the captain. Fauanuku. Eulalie. White. Alouche. They were flat-footed, and the Canaries came up. McGregor and Robson. Short side. That'll be 6 again. A touch from McGregor. Now War. Dancing and skipping. Dapto under siege, a penalty. Will they take the 2? That's the question now. Or do they keep applying the blowtorch to the belly?
I wouldn't be taking the 2 at all in that situation. They've really got Dapto on the rack here. Berkeley, we're only 5 minutes into this half. And it wouldn't have been a gimme kick. Perhaps if it was from right in front, you might take the 2, but I think they've got the designs on more here.
Another set, hammering the Canaries line. Oh, and Alouche loses the football. The defence was up quick from the Canaries. They'll get the scrum feed. Well, hindsight 2020, they take the 2. It's 10 points all, but they did look very good there.
Yeah, changed my mind. Should have taken the 2. What were they thinking? You would have thought Benny White would have put the kick dead, and they would have got the footy back. But some promising signs again there on that side. The pass just going slightly behind him. I've seen the big fella Eulalie there. He's thought he'd come on to be used as a battering ram, but he's showing his ability to ball play and some handy little passes in there. That one not quite finding the target, but certainly some variety in the big fella's game.
There is, though. I wouldn't mind seeing him off a couple of short balls from Alouche and White. So now they muscle up here, and Bowditch. Flat ball to Murphy. They're marching up the park, the Canaries. It's working their way through. Lalia playing the football. "39 metres out. Last tackle. Some indecision. Tamakaha splits them open, gets a ball, it's forward. Well, Stu Mason had eyes for the prize. Unfortunately, it went astray.
Plenty of Berkeley jumpers around that footy, though, so they hadn't slept on the play. In the second part of that, it was Tamakaha. He touched on his running game at the top of the call. I think they're all expecting the kick there and just went to sleep for a second. It's all some of these guys in the Dapto lineup need. I was going to say it's, and well, there you go. Robson was just standing there in the dummy half, and now they'll march him 10 as well. But just noticing seeing it from Lulia there into dummy half, just with some of these changes in the back line and moving some of the guys around. We said earlier on, the back 5 do such a good job for the Canaries in getting into dummy half and helping the forwards out and getting that go forward. And we can just see with the smaller bodies in the back 5 this afternoon, Keith Lulia not there, Lulia playing in the forwards, just struggling to get on the front foot that little bit right in the battle in the middle.
Yeah, a lot more onus on the forwards to do the work today. They don't quite have those relieving centre 3/4 with plenty of size as Westman tackled on the 20. And now they play a bit of second phase, and Boss is tackled 2 metres out. White putting it to the sky. It's an easy one for Brian. That's a horrible kick. Oh, but almost confusion. Pieper takes it in the end, and they'll go out to the 20 and they'll get 7 tackles.
Just starting to see some second phase there in the lead up to that one. I haven't seen a lot of that in this game, but throughout the season, Berkeley, I tell you what, they generate as much second phase, probably more, I believe, than any other team in the competition. They've got a lot of forwards that can pop the pass, and that's where the breakthrough might come. But Benny White there, we just said Harry Syker at the other end early in this one, put one too deep, and Benny White that one too deep, although Pieper and Bryant, two of the safest pairs of hands in the competition, but coming together there, they dodge a bullet.
And would you believe it, another penalty. Both sides throwing chances away. You wouldn't think either side wants to win this game. Still half an hour left. Mason. Murphy. Robson. Inside Pieper. Little trick play up the middle. The Berkeley inside defence was up to the task. Now they go flat. Tamakaha again sniping. Last tackle. Robson keeps it low, bobbling around. War's done well.
You touched on the penalties there, Hamo, and there have been a lot, as we've said, but there's been barely any I disagree with. They've been clear penalties and silly ones. On top of it, it's not at all the discipline it takes to win games in this competition. 30 minutes to go in this one. I said it as they came out after half-time, but even more firmly believe now the side that can get that aspect right will win this one.
White. Yalele. What about the offload? There was no one there for him. So, to the boot of White. Skids across the showground turf, and Pieper turns Bryant back on the inside. And what about the run from Bryant? Still charging in the tackle, and he's only 9 metres away from halfway. And now, Keogh. Keogh still going. Pumping the legs. They won't stop him. The wingers combine for Dapto, and they extend their lead.
I'm not sure what was happening there, but a lot of the Berkeley guys just stopped dead. I don't know if they got a call from the referee or what was happening. It was a strange scene back there. Keogh was making his way to the try line, and Matt Waugh was looking at the referee. He was turning around and looking and saying, what's going on? And we see the skipper Fanuku coming up here, protesting vociferously. Could we get that word in there on the Bar TV call? It's a little bit highbrow, but Layoun and Fanuku both remonstrating with referee here. And as I said, it was strange. They all just did stop. So I don't know if there was some sort of call they got from the referee. But Keogh played whistle and he gets the try.
They may be arguing for perhaps an obstruction. I'm not sure whether Keogh maybe ran one around one of his own players when he was making that arc towards the sideline. Regardless, like you said, you've got to play to the whistle, and that's exactly what Keogh did, and it was good night once he made that break. There was no one in that Berkeley side that had the pace to foot it with him.
It was a strange one. I'll tell you what, referee Lachlan Greenfield been good this afternoon. We were just saying he's had to blow a lot of penalties, but they've been forced on him by the discipline of the two sides. But, yeah, interesting to get some clarification on what happened on that one after full time. But a big one there for the Canaries. And Pieper will attempt the conversion. And that goes up, and I tell you what, Michael Hedges will be happy to see that one go over because he's been left absolutely bemoaning the goal kicking this season. They've really struggled to get a goal, and it's something that's been pretty common across the whole competition. The level of sharp shooting, not quite what it has been in past seasons, so conversion's absolute gold.
Come finals time, that's no more apparent. And what that does, that conversion, it makes it an 8-point ball game. And that job just that little bit tougher for Berkeley. With 28 minutes left. Still plenty of football left in this one. That's a low, flat kickoff straight into the breadbasket of Robson. Look at the charge. And now Tamakaha. Over halfway. The Canaries all of a sudden in the mood to play some football. Stu Mason. We've seen it a couple of times today. That occasion, the offload, he's also made a line break or two as well. Murphy probing. 30 metres out from the Eagles line. And the ball going across there to the number 11 in Illawarra. Robson ghosting across field, picking up a forward on the inside. That was Bowditch. Last tackle. Robson to the air. Keogh, can he get another one? Oh, Keogh's plucked it out of the air, and it's another try to the Canaries. The Fijian Flyer going high, and they have blown this game open.
Jeez, he got up there. He got up there. I know they kicked to Josh Bryan on this side a lot, but Keogh, poor Simmons over on that side, he read it pretty well. He got himself in a pretty good position, but just had that express train coming, and he got right up into the air and pulls that one out of the sky. And that's a back-to-back tries there for the Canaries. As we see, the cloud studding looks ominous. Perhaps some rain coming, which would make it very hard to chase points. 26 minutes to go, but that is, as we were touching on in the first half, Dapto MO, they really haven't looked like they're clicking too much, but just like that, 2 tries in quick succession. I want to give a rap to Tamakaha, the 9 for the Canaries. We said at times they've lacked a bit of energy throughout this afternoon, but certainly not him. He's from the kickoff, putting everything into every one of his carries, and he was right on the ball there when Stu Mason just put that one in the breadbasket, took off upfield, puts him in the position for the attacking kick. So Keogh will get the double there, but put that one down to Tamakaha's energy through the middle.
Following the play, and it paid off as Stu Mason threw that beautiful ball. Now, can Peeper make it 2 from 2? The strike's good, it's on its way, but it's across the face. The score remaining 20 points to 8, 25 minutes left. Have the wheels fallen off for the Eagles?
Well, I think that kick still gives them a sniff. You put it out to beyond that 2 converted try margin. Very, very steep mountain decline for the Eagles, but 25 minutes to play here. Just those 2. There is plenty of time if good enough, but got to start becoming a concern for Aaron McDonald. The second half, they haven't been the best second half side this season, Berkeley. That Thurul match, as I said, the scoreline blew out. Certainly not an indication of that full 80 minutes, but it was a flurry that came after the break in that one. Dapto doing the same here, so something to address going forward for McDonald once they get out of this one, but plenty of time, as we say, plenty of time if they can get back in this one, get some football and try to put some of that pressure back on the Canaries.
And they throw the ball out the back, but it was to no one in particular, and it was Fauanuku who gratefully said, "Thank you, I'll take that one." 31 metres out. Out the back, White. Short ball to Westman. They need to hit back and hit back fast. Is this their opportunity? Bit of confusion. They will play the football. It's taken the sting out of the attacking raid. White, Yalele. Wasn't able to gather a full head of steam up on that occasion. He was easy pickings. White, short ball. Oh, and almost an offload out the back. It was Brown. White, short ball, and Eccleston couldn't handle it. And Pepe will play it a couple of metres out from his own line. So, again, just not that execution that Berkeley needs if they're to get back into this one.
Again, White dropping that on the tail was a better kick than his last one. He took it right into the line and weighted it pretty well. Troy Peeper did a good job to pick up the bouncing ball and get out. But again, it was probably another set of 6 would have been ideal. But again, not a bad play. And here's the way they're going to get back into it. So they can't score a 12-point try. They're going to have to work their way back into it, down by the margin they are at the minute, but sides can fall into that trap. As we just see, Robson's put that one out on the full. And there we see the fruits of the kick. Benny White, he laid it on the ground. Troy Pieper takes it a metre into the field of play. They have to do it the hard way out of their end, and Robson doesn't get the kick right, and they're right back on the attack.
You'd be hard-pressed to find an occasion in Robson's NRL career where he kicked it out on the full. That was a horrible shank. It gives Berkeley a chance. The dummy from White. That's what they need more of. Up over the advantage line. More Alouche. Westman. Standing in the tackle. Ukulele. Again with that ball playing out to White. White now. In fact, it's Eccleston. Eccleston flicking it out there. And that's Simmons. Perilously close to the sideline. White, first receiver, ghosting across field. Had no real options, put it on the boot. And they're making a meal of it, but they get it dead. Just the Canaries. It'll be a goal line dropout.
Beautiful there from White. He went right up into the line. Matt Boss, sweating on the pass, would have struggled to get it to him, so he drops that on the toe and gets the kick right. As he saw them come down this blind side, have started coming this way. We've touched on how dangerous Eccleston can be on this side, but have looked very potent on the other there with Alouche and Leun on that side. Wouldn't mind seeing them just go that way a little bit more here if they get the footy in some good field position.
That one's allowed to bounce. Alouche sits up nicely for him to give to Ukulele. That's what they need. They need him running onto the ball. He gets the offload away to War. War stepping and is driven backwards in a solid tackle. And they just take the punch out of that Eagles attacking foray. They're 15 metres away, centre of the Dapto showground. White steaming onto it, War. He's a big frame and he's hard to stop. Still going. 2 metres out. Slow play the ball. The Canaries holding on. White. Alouche going across the paddock. Finding Leun. He puts it on the boot. Keogh slow to get there. And it's the winger Newton. He gets one back on Keogh. And he keeps Berkeley in the ball game.
And there we see that left side, Hammer. I was just saying I'd like to see him go that way. Beautiful work there from Alouche. He just skipped to the outside with the flight of the pass. Created that space there for Leun. Skipped towards the sideline. Looked like he was getting close to it, but the kick on the run, that is not at all easy to do at full speed. He nudged the kick perfectly. And Newton over on that side, a very, very good finish. And it's the game right back on again, Hamo.
That might be the play. Keogh, we know how quick he is, but off the mark, he takes a little bit of winding up, and he was slow to react.
Just slightly over on that side he was, but I'll tell you what it really was that got them going. It is the offloads. Dapto so disciplined in their defensive structures from set starts, really, really hard to break them up. But there is no structure that can stop offloads, and some of that second phase there, we saw Big Uele there finding Matt War through the middle. Be good to see the halves illusion, Benny White get on that as well, and I just think they started looking more dangerous as soon as Benny White there too, tucking the ball under and running the ball. We said he is a big body and just straightens them up that little bit, and they've just looked that little bit more dangerous playing try line to try line.
Now White, he's had a tough day with the boot. This to keep the Eagles in it. It's on its way. It's over the hey diddle diddle. And it's 6 points the difference here at the showground.
Well, there you have it. I said earlier on, if he could take every kick from the sideline, he would, because I never see him miss from there. It's the ones in field. I'll tell you what, he's nailed that one over there. The flags go up, and huge, huge kick. 18 minutes to go to get it back within that one converted try. And as we said, for a lot of the afternoon, Berkeley been winning the energy battle with 18 minutes left in this one. You do sense they can come home strongly.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you may be watching as A nervous moment for Eagles supporters there off the kickoff. But Eccleston, he did well. He trapped it on the boot. Those silky skills of the Englishman, that football upbringing. And now Brown, centre of the park. It's been very impressive off the bench for the Eagles. As Moore bounces off one tackle, gets an offload away. Oh, they've got room, but the pass doesn't go to hand. They may get 6 again. We wait for the call. No, it will be a Dapto ball, so that one bypassing everyone into touch.
You do have to play what's in front and take your opportunities, but I'll tell you what, I think Aaron McDonald would have preferred him to put that attacking rate away and get to the kick after points. We say it so often, it's what is so vital when you do put points on the board to get to your kick there. Obviously, hindsight's a wonderful thing if they're away and they score again, but again, it was that left side. I'll tell you what, I think they'll have to keep going back there because they're getting some joy.
They're getting some joy, Dapto, out of Keogh and these big runs. Murphy, how impressive he's been. Always asking questions of the Eagles' defence. Now Robson. Peeper chiming in, cut-out ball, and it floats over the touchline. If Keogh catches it, he was looking at number 3.
He certainly was, but that was a very difficult pass to try and get right. The degree of difficulty on that one at speed and where it had to be would have been a hell of a pass to pull that one off. So Dapto just letting Berkeley off the hook slightly there, and we've seen elements of that from both sides, keeping their opposition in it. But I'm sure Aaron McDonald relieved to have repelled that one, and the message will no doubt be, get to the kick.
Well, for a game with its fair share of penalties and errors, it has been entertaining. We've seen some good football at times. And we're going down to the final quarter. 15 minutes left. A 6-point ball game. Canaries with the advantage. By no means a winning one. Muscling up. Big tackle coming in. That was Lilia. Now Moore. 10 shy of halfway. Boss feigning to go right, goes left to the big wrecking ball, Yalali. And they bring him down. On the last. Alouche. Now the short side. A favourable bounce for Peeper. And Peeper running into a blue wall. Solid contact coming in from Coote, who goes again, looking to get busy in the middle. Now Bryant. The wingers starting to relieve these tiring Canaries forwards. Lilia. Offload away. Tamakaha again trailing. And this time he can't get the ball away. But they're only 25 metres out from the Eagles' line. Murphy. And a good ball out the back. 11 away. Robson. Again looking for Keogh. He gets up, bats it back. For his, now it's McGregor. McGregor fighting out of tackles. Robson backing up. Gets it to Keogh for the corner. And he's tackled in a try-saver. The Eagles somehow survive.
Great work there from the Eagles, defending their own line. Desperation stuff there, and Dapto just kept asking the question, but the blue jumpers just kept turning up. But Keogh is a dangerous presence over there when you put the ball in the air. And now, 13 minutes to go. This is where it really is tough. You're down on your own line, coming out of trouble. You've got the defence all over you. You're down by 6. The mental battle to be fought here by the Eagles, but all indications are they're up for it.
At the moment, they're at the wrong end of the park. Be looking to complete their sets. It'd be interesting to see the tail of the statistics sheet, just to see how many they have completed. Now Ukulele threatening to open this game. Fifth and last. White, grubber through, looking for the, it was Layoon coming through, but it's a knock-on by Dapto. The Eagles will get a chance and a scrum feed 30 metres out.
Referee was all over that one. I saw his arm go up like he was going to indicate 6 again before he realised the ball had been spilt. The short kicking game really coming up trumps for Berkeley there. Clever from White has just overcooked some of his high balls there, so he got into first receiver and put that there for Layoon, who'd come all the way from left centre for that play. So a little trick shot there from Berkeley. Doesn't put them into the clear, but gets them the footy back. And certainly finishing strongly.
Throwing something different at the Canaries. War with the football. He's been good at the back for the Eagles. Brown. They've got numbers to the right. That's the way they go. White. Fauanuku. Offload. White. In fact, no, it's Eccleston. Eccleston for the corner. Oh, he may have just got it down. Don't tell me. No, into touch. Into touch. Oh, it was a near thing. We don't have the benefit of sending it to the bunker. I would have liked another look at that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I wish we did have a bunker. Some of the tries we see in this league, some great finishes there, and they don't get the benefit of the video to see some of them get across the line. Again, we saw it at the other end. Credit to the Dapto defence there. The yellow jerseys on that occasion turning up to deny that one. But Fanuku on this side looking pretty dangerous for me. Young freeman out here playing in the halves. Bit of a slight size mismatch there. Fanuku, the leg drive he possesses, incredible. I don't know how much he can squat, but he always takes some stopping and stays upright in those tackles. Maybe some joy if they go there.
There's no question that they've got the kind of players they need when chasing the game with 10 minutes left. They've got those energy players. Oh, and collision there, Mason and Eccleston going head to head. Self-preservation out the window. Now Fogland on for the Canaries in the 18 jersey. They go to the short side. And the ball on the boot. It might work out okay. It's towed through. The chase is coming through. It's Pieper that gets there first. Troy Pieper may have just got the match winner for Dapto.
He has there. I'll tell you what, my initial thoughts, I thought DJ Harris had just clean missed that when he tried to put the kick through, but obviously managed to get some boot or leg to it. Play on Josh Bryant all over it, and big effort there from Troy Pieper. It's been a tough game, as we said. We're only 9 minutes from time, and the fullback just staying alive on that one, winning the race to it. And with the match poised the way it is, certainly a big try that he'll look to convert it himself. 9 minutes to play, but that could prove the match winner.
You've got a feel for Berkeley. It came out of nowhere. It was fortuitous. Certainly wasn't in the playbook or in the textbook for that matter, but the Canaries will take it. And what a swing. What a swing. We saw Eccleston, a potential try in the corner. The very next set, Dapto. They leave us in no doubt with that 4-pointer. Now with 8.5 minutes left, Pieper can certainly put a win out of reach for Berkeley. A draw not out of the question if he nails this. He has. So 26-14. They need 2 converted tries just to get away with a point. And a reminder that both these sides are on equal competition points.
Yeah, interesting to see if they attempt a short one here. It might be worth the shot. 8 minutes to go. Are going to need the footy back. War with the footy there to put it on the tee. It doesn't appear as if that's where they're going to go, looking like they're going to put it deep. They have. So complete will be the message here for the Canaries. Stu Mason bringing this one back.
What a big game Stu Mason has had with that Intrust Super Premiership experience with the Dragons. Made his debut against the Warriors, I believe, this year, and certainly on the cusp of bigger and better things, young Stu Mason. Now, an error from Dapto, and just leaving the door ajar for Berkeley.
Oh, Hendo will be filthy with that one. That got right to the end of the set. I was going to say I wouldn't have even been surprised to see the early kick get the ball down the other end, and looks like Robson might have picked up a bit of an injury, either that or he's just lost the footy boot. But doing the laces up, so yeah, leaving the door ajar for the Eagles here. Again, don't want to be too urgent or panic here. They are obviously chasing the 2 tries, but can't afford to give the footy straight back and still take the steps as they go. Blindside here with Layoon.
Underutilised today, Layoon. Every time he's touched it, he's looked dangerous. Yalele leaving one defender in his wake, and Keogh, who comes again to help out. He's finally brought down 18 metres out. More White. Double pump from White. And a Layoon rather going from one side of the field to the other, trying to spark something. Brown, 6 metres out. This is the game here. Moore, White, all or nothing, ball out the back. And it comes off, but the defence is there from Dapto. They've lasted 5 tackles. Can they get through 6? White, kick for the posts. The chase coming through. It'll be a goal line dropout. No, tackled in the air's the call. And that is all she wrote. You'd have to think Mitch Jennings.
Yeah, it will be difficult there. Probably their last shot at it. And we've had a Berkeley player giving a little bit of lip there. Great take from Peeper. He had numbers coming through at him everywhere. The post to deal with. It was a smart kick from White. Bit of a lottery. Make it up in the air. Get the chases coming through. Layoon was coming hard and fast at that one. I thought it might even hit the crossbar there the way it was landing. We may have seen a bit of a Wally Lewis, Greg Dowling situation there. But they survived that one, Dapto. And as you said, 5 minutes to go. The mountain becomes steep, particularly if Dapto can see out this set and get to a kick.
26-14, 5 minutes 20 left on the clock at the Dapto Showground. It's been far from their best performance this afternoon, the Canaries, but it appears to be enough to get the job done. Robson going wide, McGregor. Fogland. Now to Robson. He'll just drill it towards the touchline. Stays in field for Newton, who scored the try to keep the Eagles in it before, of course, Peeper went over just a short time ago.
We see Jason Raper, the Dapto trainer, coming from the field. I'm sure Hendo's message to him will be watch White and watch Layoon, because I think the short kick will be on here.
Well, there's a bit of second phase play and they get a penalty to piggyback them up. 4 minutes 26 left on the clock. Do the Eagles have something left? Pretty ordinary kick for touch. They'll only advance it another 10 metres, but they'll get a nice roll on into the Canaries half as they look to bridge this 12-point gap. Moore. They're set deep to the right. Now they go. White straightens it. White going through almost. 15 away. The dummy. Fawanuku. Offload away to Eccleston. He's been big this afternoon. Can he surge his way over? No. It's a penalty, though. And time is called off.
It was definitely a penalty there. We did see the ball getting stripped out. He was getting close to the try line, though, so probably had to be done, but strip is the call. 3 minutes left on the clock. Have to score, you'd think, in this next couple of plays as Hugh Haley, the big man, steaming onto that one. He's been outstanding in this half. Came on, hasn't had a spell either.
And he's gone close. 4 or 5 Dapto players getting in. And one of them's come out a little worse for wear. Just trying to see who it might be on the ground. It's Lalia. Oh, another player down for Dapto. It's worrying with their casualty ward. No Reddy this afternoon. No Keith Lalia. We saw DJ Harris go off in the first half with a rib complaint. Harry Syker failing to finish the game, but it's a testament to the depth they've got here at Dapto. With 3 and a bit minutes left, they look poised to take the 2 competition points this afternoon. The Eagles looking to try and narrow that deficit and give themselves a sniff. But time is the enemy. And a bit of confusion in the Canaries' defensive line. Play continues. White, and a high tackle coming in. Called to play on. Moore copping it. White, Alouche. In fact, it was Layoun as Mitch Jennings rightly puts out Alouche off the field, and Brown drops it. It was on too, but a penalty. They were offside. 2 minutes 40 left. Surely they can't steal it from here. So Russell takes the tap. It goes out to Fawanuku. Can the skipper spark something? Eulalie, White. And quick hands from Boss. Out to Aloon. He drops it backwards and picks it up again. It'll be 6 again. 2 minutes left. And War tried to barge his way over. Short side they go, Layoun. Back to Boss. They're up quickly. They can't make the tackle on wide. This is where he's dangerous. A ball over the top, and it goes now out there, and they will get a consolation to Eccleston. And if anyone deserves it, it's him. So the try awarded, 1:20 left. They need to nail this kick.
Yeah, Berkeley not treating that as a consolation just yet. It was Freeban over here on this side. The young bloke, he just came up out of the line there trying to shut that one down to get towards Benny White there and summed up pretty nicely. Simmons coming in field and providing the offload.
So the ball's quickly put on the tee. 55 seconds left. White needs to nail it. The strike, it's on its way. He's nailed it. 26-20. It's game on. 44 seconds left.
There it was, the sideline again, Hammer. I tell you what, he cannot miss from just inside the chalk. What a clutch conversion there. Dapto, obviously, no rush to get this one underway, but Berkeley, they will get a shot here. The clock's still winding down. No time off called by the referee. (18-17), so they'll get one at best 2 uses of the footy here.
Can the Eagles snatch a draw? Eulalie. Four seconds. Last play. And they cut it up with more. They're not realising the time. Time has elapsed. The siren hasn't gone just yet. And an intercept, no, but it's enough to get the Canaries out of jail. They win a thriller at the Dapto Showground. Full time, the Canaries 26, a gallant Berkeley 20.
I'll tell you what, I thought we were going to have a bit of a Dragons Melbourne situation there. The time had expired on the clock, but the hooter just didn't go. The entire Dapto bench turning around, a shake of the head there. Secretary David Jones, I think they'll be coming up there and having a look at that. But hell of a game this afternoon. Berkeley gallant, fighting to the end, but Dapto just taking a few opportunities, Hamo.
And I think there were a few Canaries fans hoping that the Phantom Siren would make a long, a long-awaited appearance here, but they've hung on. Mitch Jennings, there were plenty of standouts on both sides of the ledger. Who took the cake for you?
Mate, I think it's got to be the number 9 there for Dapto, Tyson Tamakaha. For me, Troy Pieper, very good at the back. Scored the match winner there, was very good, made some clutch plays. But for me, throughout the 80 minutes, I thought Tamakaha in a dummy half, probably the difference for me.
And a tough loss for Berkeley, but it really does show that they mean business this year, and they can match it with the big three.
Yeah, they have. They're still going. We see some great banter here in the crowd as well, enjoying this. What it is all about. It is a local derby. We see a bit of it happening, all in very good spirits. No, but that is all she wrote here at Dapto Showground. 26-20, the Dapto Canaries run-out winners. Hamo, thanks for joining us, mate. Thank you for everyone watching at home or wherever you've taken this one in. We'll see you out there next week somewhere in the Illawarra.
Beautiful, mate.
Not bad for the one.
Excuse me. Thank you. Pretty seamless. Yeah.